Oh shit. Hey guys, never say I don't do the tips that I recommend in my videos. I just recommended in the last video to go on these walks for mental health. That's exactly what I'm doing. Right now it's like 5:35 p.m. or something. And here's the proof. Hey guys, it's Ethan back for my walk. And I'm definitely leaving that fumble in there at the start of the video. That's hilarious. So now that you guys see that I practice what I preach, it's time for me to convince you to start practicing what I preach and making these videos an actually good use of your time and not contributing to the bad habit of just binging these YouTube productivity videos but not actually getting any action done. So today's going to be sort of the call to action video to where you can come back to this one maybe in a year's time after I've done hundreds of these videos, and you can take, if you're in the middle of a YouTube binge, which you shouldn't be if you're utilizing my content properly, you can come back to this video, and this I'm going to give you the step-by-step basis, the why, the how, so that you can actually start using these productivity hacks and mental health tips. For those of you who are new to the channel, hi, my name's Ethan. I help young men take care of their mental health by getting out of the self-improvement depression stage of just binging all of this content online, reading all the books and etc., but not taking action towards their self-improvement journey. I'm the guy who's going to help you using the information that I've gained from the past like 6 years of being of knowing about self-improvement but not actually doing anything about it, to the point I've gotten now where I've finally created this YouTube channel that I've always dreamed of creating, and I'm actually going to be helping young people around the world that were facing the same problems today that I was facing just yesterday and a year ago. The crux of today's video is that self-improvement videos, they're all gonna be useless if you don't take action on them the very same day. The very same day. It has to be before you go to sleep that night. They're useless if you don't use it during the same episode of consciousness that you're currently in right now. The reason you have to do it before you go to sleep tonight is because you're gonna come up with this cope that every single person, myself included, comes up with of, I'm going to start it tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I know I'm going to do it. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to make a voice memo and listen to it first thing in the morning. But things always come up. Similar coping phrases that your mind is going to come up with on your self-improvement journey are when you're going through NoFap. You could be on a 2-month streak with a very specific goal of curing your PIED or something. And your brain is going to come up with the rationalizations like, oh, if I just do a little bit of edging, if I just do a little bit of, if I just watch porn, then it's not a bad deal, right? Like, it's, as long as I don't masturbate, it's fine, right? But no, you're just coping. That's your evil part of your brain that is trying to bring you back to the bad habits. It's the same part of your brain that tells you to start good habits tomorrow, because you unconsciously realize it's so much less likely if you start tomorrow rather than today. I cannot tell you how many times, hundreds at least, I've said, oh, I'm going to start that homework tomorrow. I'm going to start that meditation habit tomorrow. I'm going to start the book tomorrow. I'm going to start my YouTube channel tomorrow. Literally, I've mentioned this before and I'll mention it again. This mic that you're seeing me use with these videos, I bought this like a month ago, and I only started recording today, but I have all the same equipment. I'm just recording on my phone. I have a lamp that I got for Christmas, and I'm using Audacity, like it's a free software on your laptop, and this mic I got a month ago. So I'm living proof that even when you're this far in your self-improvement journey, if you don't begin the good habits today, the first day that you learn about them, then you're going to push it back at least a month, clearly, in my case, if you're like me. This advice may seem like it's going to be tough to implement with some of the advice I'm going to give on this channel further down the line, such as one of my tips of don't turn YouTube on and watch videos or consume any sort of social media content in the AM, in the morning, like before 12 p.m., because those are your most creative and lucid hours. At least for me, I'm just speaking from my personal experience. Since I've always been a morning person, those are just my most creative, best work hours. And I mean, it's probably for everybody because that's why there's all these like 5 a.m. clubs. There's no like 2 a.m. clubs because because you're starting all your work like right before bed, right? Anyway, I digress. So what I'm trying to say here is that the YouTube videos that you're going to be watching that give you these tips, if you follow my other advice of don't watch YouTube in the mornings, then you're going to be watching them sometime in the afternoon. This could screw you a bit if the only time that you really have able to watch YouTube content or self-improvement content is later in the evening. Like if you're listening to this video right now in bed, you're about to fall asleep, you're like on your pillow and you're holding your phone like this, maybe that's who you are. Then what I recommend is just getting an accountability partner. You either want to text or call, but probably text if it's that late, a friend or family member who has your best interest in mind. Like they know you're interested in self-improvement. They know that you want to be a better person. I wouldn't recommend, I mean, maybe you can do your romantic, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. But I would prefer that you just message a friend who's also interested in this stuff and tell them to text you at whatever time in the day is the best for this certain habit. So let's say it's something like meditating first thing in the morning. You can say, hey, are you going to be awake tomorrow at like 7 a.m.? Please text me first thing in the morning to send you like a picture of me meditating or whatever it is. If it's taking these walks after work, like I've recommended in my walk video at the start of this one, then you definitely want to be texting them, hey, please text me at 5:10 p.m. and say, hey bro, send me a picture of you right now. And I have to be sending you a picture of me outdoors. That is the best way to get these things done. The first time you do a good habit is the hardest time, right? It gets easier every time. You already know that. Let's run through some examples. One could be you're reading a book on social skills. You're trying to learn how to have more fluid conversations and just be less socially awkward in general. Then you're going to want to just go to a grocery store to get some groceries. Like you want to buy bananas because you're going to make a healthy smoothie. And the person at the cashier just say, how was your day? And they're going to say, good. And then you can just say some cliche shit like, oh, I was good as well. Thanks for asking. And that's the very start of the social skills building, is just starting to become a social fluid person. But let's say another example is it's a dating video or it's a video on how to text girls. Then that same day, you want to be implementing the tips. Let's say you're actually not dating or texting any girls at the moment. And so the video that you should be watching is how to start the dating process, or how to start dating different women, how to cold approach, how to, start a dialogue with women, what's a good opener. To tie it back into where we started this part on, the how to implement the productivity skills or whatever self-improvement tips you get in YouTube videos today, is make sure to focus on only watching videos that you can use today. It is a poor use of your time to be watching videos that you're not actually going to use today. And tying back, because I love going off on these topics, so for dating self-improvement videos, you want to implement them examples. You would only need to look up a YouTube guide on how to text chicks if you are currently texting and communicating with women. So start using those texting skills today. Just start up that conversation with the girl, say something flirty, whatever the video teaches you how to do, and experiment with it, make it your own. One last example I'll give of how to implement the skills you learn in a productivity self-improvement video. The same day that you watch it is, let's say it's a financial one. Again, we're tying back into the theme that is going to be huge on this channel of only watch the self-improvement videos that are relevant to you at this moment. So if you're watching a YouTube video that's describing what a 401k is, Roth IRA in the US, or the equivalents over here, the TFSA and the RRSP accounts in Canada, then after you watch the videos, do some critical thinking to see if it's the right thing for you. Then walk to your nearest bank branch and open the account and make the deposit into it so you can start benefiting as soon as possible. I know that you're smart enough to apply this in dozens and dozens of different ways, but please Just listen to me, who's wasted thousands of hours of my life watching self-improvement videos that I've had to re-watch months, weeks, years later, because the first time I watched it, I was kind of just not thinking. I was just doing it for entertainment, to be honest, and it wasted my time. I had to rewatch it later anyway so that I could relearn it, because it's not like you memorize things in the video unless you take action. I'll leave it there. Feel free to come back to this video when you need that extra sort of the accountability, the drive, the inspiration to take what you learned from a very useful, knowledgeable video and actually apply it in the same day. You can always come back here to remind yourself that it's not only important but necessary, because you're just gonna not do what you learned in the video for, it could be even a month, longer than that even, if you haven't chosen the right video to watch and you don't implement practicing it into your daily routine today before you go to bed. With that, we'll leave it off. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I very much appreciate your time. Please like the video, subscribe if you want to get more content just like this. Share it with a friend who's also interested in self-improvement, and you can be each other's accountability partners. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.